Okie day. We're going to keep going. Speak with Oshafon. For he who would not be denied. That, my friends, was rather too close for comfort. Praise Halone that things did not end in bloodshed. I confess I was more than a little dismayed to see you in the company of the Lady Iceheart. Whatever is going on, Mercy? You explain. Beg pardon? You traveled to the Churning Mist together? Along with Estinian? Never was there a more unlikely alliance, nor one so magnificently effective. Nidhogg, dead, the heretics pacified. Father and Sir Aymeric must know of this. Let us break the news to them together. I will bring Sir Aymeric to Fort Home Manor. Yes, an excellent suggestion. Very well, Mercy, I shall await you there. I don't know why I'm not wearing... Oh, because I'm in White Mage. Duh. It's like, what? What? Oh, ball so hard, mother effers want to find me. Ball so hard want to find me. Sign me? Is that actually the correct... I think probably sign me makes more sense. If you ball so hard, then them mother effers would want to sign you to their team, because they want their team to succeed and win games. So I believe that is the word. Ball so hard, motherfuckers want to sign me. Would make sense to me. We enter Fort Home Manor for a cutscene.
Praise Halone, you are safe.
My safety was never in doubt, Father, for I had the Azure Dragoon and the Warrior of Light by my side. We bring the most wonderful tidings.
He gives an explanation, screen goes dark, you give an explanation, screen goes dark.
The infamous Lady Iceheart, here in Ishgard? This is most unexpected.
She has done much to quell the violence. The Inquisition may not approve, but we are glad of her presence.
And with the Great Worm's demise, even our nation's more reactionary elements will have scant grounds to press for her immediate impeachment.
My thoughts exactly.
What of the truth revealed to us by Hraesvelga? That the origins of the Dragonsong War, a core tenet of Ishgardian faith, are quite unlike those depicted in the scriptures.
That men and dragons once lived together in harmony, and that it was man's treachery which shattered the peace and plunged our peoples into war.
The same scripture also describes the origins of the High Houses. Were it exposed as false, the legitimacy of our rule would be called into question. If both Highborn and Lowborn can trace their ancestry to Thordan and his knights 12.
But a single sip of dragon's blood is required to confirm their lineage.
If the Holy See knew of this and chose to remain silent, their crimes are grievous indeed. Regardless, this state of affairs cannot be allowed to continue.
Everyone looks at each other.
Sir Aymeric, you cannot mean to raise this matter with the Archbishop.
Pray consider what you are proposing. If the Holy See chose to conceal the truth for centuries, what reason would they have to reveal it now?
At best, you will be branded a heretic and clapped in irons.
Then at least the Archbishop will have shown his true colors. My friends, this war will never truly be at an end until the truth is made known. You must see what lies on the horizon if it is not. When ruled by fear of a common enemy, we were united. But now we have none. During the war, the Highborn needed men to lead and the Lowborn men to follow. Not anymore. 'Tis but a matter of time before the old order is called into question. Lady Iceheart will share the truth with her followers, and the Holy See will be powerless to stop its spread. The disenfranchised will rise up united, and blood will flow in the streets once more. A divided Ishgard will not survive.
He walks out.
Tread carefully, Lord Commander.
Lucia, against her better, normal nature, just lets him go.
My lady, is it wise to let him go?
There we go. There's a good question, Alphino.
I sympathize with the Lord Commander's desire for reform, but to approach the Archbishop in this manner bespeaks an idealism to which I did not think Sir Aymeric prone.
Though he comports himself as a realist, he has long dreamt of reform. 'Twas that idealism which first drew me to him, that which made me swear an oath to serve. We must not think of ways to hinder his cause, but rather ways to aid it, even should the Holy See cry heresy.
You cannot mean...
If the Lord Commander does not return from the vault at the appointed hour, I mean to go and fetch him.
Yeah, let's do it.
Have care, my lady. Your words border on treason.
Fuck off.
Should they reach the wrong ears, you will be declared an enemy of Ishgard.
That is a risk I am willing to take. Lest you forget, my lord, I am not born of this land. My loyalty is to the Lord Commander alone. But I speak only of what may come to pass. If the rumors regarding his heritage are to be believed, we have naught to fear.
Lies and slander.
Forgive me, what rumors are these?
That Sir Aymeric is the Archbishop's bastard son.
Ooh, okay.
Senior clergy are not permitted to marry and sire children. But even the holiest among us are not immune to temptation.
True. Women be beguiling.
I labour to believe it. Sir Aymeric is truly the Archbishop's son.
He has never been publicly acknowledged as such. But the rumors have plagued him since childhood. That he rose to his current position, despite being despised as a bastard and accused of profiting from his father's influence, bespeaks the quality of his character. It is my hope that on this occasion, the burden of his birth will work in his favor. Should our worst fears be realized, the Archbishop will not be so quick to execute his own flesh and blood, affording us time to mount a rescue.
Bastard or trueborn, he is our nation's best hope. If the Holy See dares to threaten him, I shall lead the charge against the vault myself.
Hear, hear! The future of Ishgard rests on Sir Aymeric's shoulders. I too will do mine utmost to aid his cause.
Orshafon, be reasonable.
A knight lives to serve, Father. To aid those in need. The people need Sir Aymeric more than ever, and we may be his only hope. There is no greater calling for a knight than to save the life of his fellow man. I swear to you, on the sigil of our house, that I shall do this and make you proud.
Even you? Romantic, reckless fools, the lot of you. So be it. Make your preparations.
I thank you all for your support.
I finally understand now why the vault is a dungeon. We'll speak with Lucia. Though your assistance is most welcome, I fear it will not be enough. Few as we are, we will struggle to reach the Lord Commander. If we are to succeed, we must needs recruit others to our cause. He who would not be denied is complete. I got a choice to make on paladin legs. I would probably choose paladin legs just because gear. So, okay. Legs. Sort them out. 188, 188. Strength 52, vitality 56. Oh, yeah. Grab them. Okay. And then we will put them on. So, paladin. Equip. And then last but not least, save these. That item level also does not go up, which I guess would make sense based on the previous white mage thing not going up. Anyway, okay, back to Dragoon. Speak with Alphino, still inside Fortolm Manor. Ill weather friends. But how are we to carry out this bold endeavor? Even with an army of knights at our backs, a direct assault on the vault seems unlikely to succeed. It's a cutscene, but I have to speak for him. You are correct, Master Alphino. Not even the assembled might of House Fortolm and the Temple Knights will be sufficient. With the support of another party, however, we may yet stand a chance. You speak of one of the other high houses. Precisely the opposite. I speak of the revolutionaries rumored to reside in the Broom. 'Twas these disgruntled guardians who opened the gates of our city to the heretics, I believe. But of course, if their hatred of the Holy See drove them to such deeds, they might well be persuaded to assist in Sir Aymeric's rescue, knowing the truth he would lay bare. Such is my hope, Master Alphino, and I would have you and Mercy reach out to them. As a temple knight and sworn servant of the Holy See, any overtures I make are doomed to fail. But as outsiders, the two of you may receive a warmer welcome. Very well. We shall seek out the leader of these revolutionaries and make our case. My thanks. Estinian, will your brothers heed your command if you order them to stand aside? The dragoons have no love for politics, my lady. They will gladly watch and wait while the highborn fight amongst themselves. How very wise, Mercy. How very wise. Mercy, we should hurry to the Forgotten Knight. Tataru may have knowledge of the revolutionaries. Let's go. If you want to jump in, let me know. Alright, we are outside the manor. There is one of those kind of side quests with the Aetheric current thing, I believe, probably. Yep. Honoring the past. So let's open up a notepad. Honoring the past. Aether. We recently held a ceremony to honor the passing of Sir CHLOD Claude EBAIMT Clodebimt, third son of House Helenarte. But I was surprised to see none of the Rose Knights from Camp Cloudtop in attendance. Not that they should abandon the camp, mind you, but at the very least I expected to see Ronfremont or perhaps Lady Laniette in attendance. I'm sure she has her reasons for not attending, but Rontremont is a dear friend of mine, and I know he cared for Sir Clodebimt. They worked quite closely together for many years, down to the very end. Which is why I want you to present this to him, the battle standard raised during the ceremony. I'm certain he would have attended if he could, and at the very least, I should think he would appreciate a memento from the ceremony. Okay, let's go do that, just for the hell of it. So we will go over to the Astrologium, really just to get quicker access to the Cloudtop area. I think it's Airship Ticketer that takes us there. Yeah, so the Sea of Clouds is where we are now. Hop on Chicopo. Rontremont is not far away, actually. Good evening, adventurer. What can I do for you? Hand over the frayed battle standard and explain. The battle standard of the Steel Vigil, charred by flame just as I remember, though there is much I wish I could not remember from that day. In the wake of the calamity, we were all but defenseless, Svara and Safat saw fit to give us no quarter. I should hope to never again see a battle so bloody. He laid down his life for our nation, for the few of us who escaped with our lives, a true leader to the bitter end, and I will always treasure the years spent under him. But I am not worthy of a memento such as this. Though she may be reluctant to accept it, Lady Laniette should be the one to have this. I realize she has her own way to deal with grief, and I suspect that's why she did not attend the ceremony. But in all my years serving House Haliarte, they have never been the sort to simply let go of family. Please, friend, take the battle standard to her. I believe it's this way. Yeah, cool. Still can't fly in this zone, although this might unlock it. He says, not believing it, because there's a lot of zone left in this zone, so yeah, probably not happening. So we will just run like peasants on our Chocobo. Speaking of Chocobos, I haven't really done... I have 7 skill points to spend. I have reached the level of attacker Chocobo. No, I guess I would do one more, right? Because rank 9. So when I hit rank 10, it would give me another 10 points to spend. I would spend 8 of it on enhanced strength. God, that attack speed buff would be sweet, but They recommend that you have at least the Chocobo cure, you know, for solo purposes. But at later levels of like your level, you can spend something or get whatever to unlock more Chocobo levels, so or more companion levels. Hello there, Mercy. Is there something you need? Says Laniette. Hand over the frayed battle standard. The battle standard from the Steel Vigil. You are too kind. This is a most unexpected gift. Clodebeimt was a good man, always ready to put his men's needs before his own. They were a family, and they mourned his loss like family, though I wish they had not followed Francel's example. He insisted on a post in Central Corthus, hoping to avenge him some day, and Clodebeimt's men were quick to follow suit. But I refuse to dwell on the past, grieving at gatherings year after year. It's not what he would have wanted. Nay, he would have me live my own life, and fulfill my own dreams. His passing was a great loss to our house, but such hardships are not unfamiliar to us. Times are hard, but we will move forward, and in time, Ishgard will become the great nation he believed it could be, free of war. We will accept a crit plus 4 gem, an etheric current. Oh my gosh. Clipped wings, fine. Clipped wings, ether. Let's do it while we're here, otherwise I might never remember. Excuse me, Mercy, a moment of your time, if I may. I recently received a special request for assistance with zoological research, but I am at a loss as to how to fulfill it. Are you familiar with Gaelicats? They're the bats, basically. They bear a striking resemblance to kittens, but with wings. An acquaintance of mine is writing an article on their physiology and requires a sample of their wings for her work. Their sweet appearance belies a rather nasty temperament, and if it were simply a matter of slaying them, I would handle it myself. The problem, however, is that taking a proper sample requires a delicate touch, a certain finesse that is beyond the capabilities of my men and myself. Because they are so fragile, you may not obtain a proper sample from the first you fell, but I have no doubt a woman of your talents can procure a wing of immaculate quality. I realize this is a rather personal request, but I would be forever in your debt. And we go west to fight some Gaelicats. They do kind of sound... They actually, now that she has mentioned it, they look like cats, but are bats. Very strange. And they sound like cats when they die. Now, it is much it makes much more sense why they are called Gaelicats. Poor kitty. Meow, 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 meow. Meow. Kitty at my foot and I wanna touch it. Kitty at my foot and I wanna touch it. Kitty at my foot and I wanna touch it. Kitty at my foot and I want to touch it. Touch it, wanna touch it. Wanna touch it, wanna touch it. Kitty, 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 touch it. Kitty, 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 touch it. Kitty, 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 touch it. Kitty, my foot, and I want to touch it. How fares your search? I realize that obtaining an undamaged Gaelicat wing is no easy feat. Hand over the untorn Gaelicat wing. My, what an extraordinary find. I am pleased to see your persistence has paid off. With this, she can resume her work on Cloudkin. Ah, how forgetful of me not to mention it sooner. This sample is meant for Atelun, the renowned naturalist. She's hard at work on a new article for New Eorzean Geographic, and requested a sample be delivered with the utmost haste. You can be sure she will hear it was the incomparable Mercy Valkyr who made possible her latest work on Cloudkin. Clipped Wings is complete. And there are no further quests I can see that that give Aetheric currents in this zone. Okay, so we popped back over. Use this Ethernet to go over to the broom. To the bar, where I believe the bartender is one of, I think he is the, or maybe not. I guess he's not. Never mind. This dude's different for sure. Never mind. So Tataru's here though, with Alphino. Mercy, Alphino. Gods, I've been worried sick. It's so good to see you. And you, Tataru, how did you manage to escape the chaos in the streets? Gibrilant and the others were barricaded the doors until the heretics left. No one was harmed, thankfully. But what about you two? What came of your journey? You do your explanation thing. You're not serious. That was Sir Aymeric What was Sir Aymeric thinking? I mean, the way you two talk about him, I wouldn't have believed. Anyway, I've heard rumors of the people you're looking for, but I doubt they'll be of much use. The only thing I can say with any certainty is that they are led by someone called the Mongrel. A queer moniker if ever I have heard one, but mayhap it will make the individual in question easier to find. Come, let us make inquiries below. Mongrel was the name of the main villain of the very first D&D campaign I was in. It was homebrewed, and he was a wizard who turned himself into kind of like a giant humanoid rat with a lot of artificer kind of things about him. But anyway, and he could basically mind control or lead his army of rats of normal size and rats of enormous size, and etc. One of the starvelings here, a mongrel. Not sure I catch your meaning. To a blue blood, we're all of us dogs down here. Resident number 1 questioned. Speak with a broom elder. Yeah? What's that? Speak up. Can't hear as well as I used to. Cool. That was useful. Thanks, bud. And a broom rat. I don't know a goddamn thing about the mongrel, but if I did, you can be sure I wouldn't tell you. She said the mongrel. She didn't say mongrel like the other person did, so she knows something. I thought this was... Did I misunderstand? Is it out here? Is it outside? Wait, is it? Oh, it's down here, isn't it? It's like, yeah, duh, idiot. Alright, so Alphino and Tataru are kind of still in the broom underneath the bar. Not a single shred of information, just as I expected. These revolutionaries would not have evaded capture for so long without the masses' complicity. Still, it is good to know that Tataru's ears are as sharp as ever. And... Yep, I'll go with the white mage legs. 139. The spice of life. Let's go. Frustrating though it may be, we must press on. While I continue speaking with the people of the broom, why not go and see if Gibralon knows aught of value? As the proprietor of the Forgotten Knight, surely he must have heard whispers of the mongrel before. We can only hope that he will be more forthcoming than the others. And while we are running, we're going to pop white mage, pop those pants on. Ah, stop it. Reassign white mage gear. Hey, it went up to 131 finally. We're back up to the Forgotten Knight bar. Whatever. I was gonna respond about the crock pot chicken that I make every single week. I use jerk sauce, Jamaican jerk. Jamaican, Caribbean, whatever. And I know they're different, but I think it's Caribbean technically is the jar that I buy. Anyway, Gibralon is the bartender, and that's who I actually thought was the... Yeah, whatever, doesn't matter. You know, people long for the sympathetic ear, but they need to know that it comes with tight lips. Discretion, Mercy, that's what my customers expect. If they don't get it, then I don't get them. That being said, I'm not without my sympathies. I've heard the tales, and I know you've done right by highborn and lowborn alike. Least I can do is point you in the right direction, but to do that, I'll need you to do something for me. So happens there's a hunter up in the Crozier who owes me a fair bit of coin. However, I've agreed to accept payment in fresh herbs. Go and get them for me. Agreed? Up in the pillars. Okay, well, yeah, the fastest way to get there is still to go to the Forgotten Knight teleport thing, and we're going to the Jeweled Crozier. Basically the marketplace in this area, in this town. Make sure to pop back to Dragoon. To get experience on the job that I want the experience to be on. Hulking Hunter, a Rogadin. So you're Gibralant's errand girl. Good. How's he doing? Same as always? Right. Any road, I hope he appreciates how much trouble I had to go through on account of his bloody herbs. Tell him to enjoy them while they last, because I doubt I'll be able to find any more next year. He hands over herbs, you take them. Hands over something, you take something, whatever. We run back to the Jeweled Crozier's Aetherite. Or Ethernet shard, whatever. And then we take the teleport to the Forgotten Night once again to give the bartender the stuff we found. Well, you're gonna hand him over or not? Fresh herbs. Aye, this ought to do it. With a few other spices, I can make it just like she used to. There are a few things which stir the hearts of men like a sip of mulled wine. Share a glass with the right people, and who knows what stories they'll share. Gear time. It's body piece, 139. Paladin is an option. I believe I shall take that option. Even though it gets rid of my tenacity, which I like having. I could instead use it on Dragoon. But that armor is also nice on Paladin, direct hit, rate determination, and a couple slots. I could put tenacity gems, I suppose, in those slots. Not that +8 tenacity is going to be much of a difference maker. I'll just take... I also know that I'm going to be able to spend... I'll just take the Dragoon stuff, because... Yeah, why not? Got a new Dragoon body. I actually should pump my gear. Only one, but whatever. I think I have other gear. Oh, I have 115 earrings, and 115 bracelets. I had never upgraded those. Okay. Gibralont, we'll do the next one. Noble Indiscretions. Now that I think on it, there's a woman I know who's rather fond of this blend. Hiertha, Hiertha. Hiertha is her name, and she resides in the Pillars. She's a maidservant to some noble house or another. I forget. Anyway, be a shame if she didn't get to try this wine. Why not give her a bottle? Oh, I can't jump that tiny freaking stupid. Stupido, man. Doesn't make no sense. We're going to the Astrologium. Bum, 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 bum. Hiertha is talking to a well-dressed Elzen man. Yes, I'm Hiertha. Beg your pardon, but do I know you, miss? Twice mulled wine is handed over to her. I know this smell. This is the wine that girl used to prepare. Her special recipe. It must be decades since I last tasted this. Oh, the poor dear. Such a shame that she was taken in by that baron. He cut a dashing figure, I'll grant you that. Tall, slender, long of ear. But those dazzling ruby eyes of his were filled with lust. 'Twas not more than infatuation, what she felt, but she convinced herself it was love, and he couldn't help but take advantage. But when her belly started to grow, gods, the scandal! I mean, 'tis not an uncommon occurrence, but that it was with a higher made it so much, well, I needn't tell you. She was discharged from his service, cast out onto the streets, like so much refuse. After she returned to the broom, we drifted apart. I only learned of her death years later by chance. You know what? Let's sprint and see where this takes us. I dare say this probably wasn't a faster option than using the Ethernet shards, but live and learn. Back to Gibrelon. As the amorous nobleman beds his maidservant, then casts her. So the amorous nobleman beds his maidservant, then casts her aside when the seed takes root. Not the most original tale, is it? Cold comfort for the women and children who live it, though. God damn. Sorry. Maybe I should stop doing these things that require so much talking from me, because I ain't doing it good. Also, like, I'm still recording, but I can't see how long this video is because the timer has stopped. It does that sometimes. I know it's still recording because it always has in the past. Let's see if I... Okay, that didn't help. I'm going to do one more. Hopefully... A child apart, and I'm going to stop after this because I don't know how long this video is. It literally won't. The timer is stuck at 13 minutes 24 seconds and I have no idea. Minimizing the screen and bringing it back up didn't do anything. Even the penitent can appreciate wine from time to time. Take Geraldieux. Geraldieux. Geraldieux, for example. Surely you've heard of him, no? He's a monk who offers succor to the poorest of the poor in the broom, a man of many vows, but none which prohibits spirituous beverage. Aye, if ever there was a man who deserved a drink, it'd be him. He hands you over a drink. Let's go get him drizzunk, yo. I'm just kidding. We're gonna offer him a drink, cause is he up? Shit, I can't tell. Well, we're gonna possibly waste time. No, we're not wasting time. Okay, I thought that's where he was. He's under the bar. Geraldieux. Holona's blessings be upon you, miss. A gift for me. Hand over the twice mulled wine. This scent, how reminiscent of a wine once made by a dear old friend. May her soul rest in peace. Forsaken by her family, she toiled tirelessly to feed and clothe her child. Yet somehow she found time to help me tend to those in even worse circumstances. So compassionate she was, so full of love for her fellow man. 'Twas that love which gave her child strength to endure the scorn of the other younglings. That little girl, bless her heart, she couldn't help what she was. Eventually she won them over, but those first few years were trying, even more so when she had to start fending for herself. I remember days she spent standing on the walls, raven black hair flowing in the wind, staring out as if searching for her mother's face in the mists. Oh. Yeah, I should stop playing a game that requires me to do so much talking. I'm getting worse at it as time goes by and alcohol flows into my body. But that is to be expected when one consumes far more alcohol than they should. Alas, this, for a second time in the past few months, is in theory going to be the last vodka that I have purchased for hopefully ever, but I have no idea. I'm trying. I did good before. I did good for a good few months of like no vodka, and then on a whim bought a little like one-shot vodka bottle because it was like lime. Hey, this is a little tasty treat you can have alongside your, you know, your now normal drink, mixed drink, and that led to more little bottles, and like, oh hey, these little bottles cost $1 per shot, but I could get this pint for like $4, and that has X amount of shots in it. Like, oh well, that pint for $4 is X, but like this half gallon has blah blah. And yeah, so some half gallons and a lot of Rockstar cans later, I once again decided, hey, this is enough. There's a reason you stopped buying this, and you know it, and just an idiot. Anyway, Gibrelon. She was a remarkable woman, Mercy. After everything she was forced to endure, she still remained hopeful for the future, for her daughter's future. A Child Apart is now complete. This video is complete, and I will see you guys next time.